Hello, welcome, greetings. Yeah, it's me, everybody. It's me, Andy Decade, and here we are in pre-show for Moonbase 2. I hope you're all doing well. We've got that stream stuff to talk about. It's not a lot. I thought there was I actually did think there was more Transformers news to talk about, but there doesn't seem to be. But we'll go over the stuff that happened during the week, or we will be doing that. How is everybody doing? Hope you'll be doing well. Obviously, I'll be reiterating this, as I tend to do for when we start the actual recording. I see Daddy in chat. Hello, Daddy. Welcome. Have you been grinding well in Zenless Zone Zeros? As that's what I assume you've been doing today. As that is what you play at the moment. Which is weird, because you're not doing any Final Fantasy. Is Final Fantasy off the table at the moment? Is there no more Final Fantasy? Oh no, Daddy. At least for now. Are all the raids done? My God. I can hardly believe. Now I've been doing something completely different and going outside and touching grass. Oh, wow. Look at you. Ooh, did you go somewhere cool? Somewhere fun? Or was it like somewhere lame and smelly? Haven't raided a lot recently. Is that for any reason? Is that just how the cookie crumbles, as they say? It might just be the way the cookie crumbles. I was lying. What do you mean you were lying? What do you mean you were lying? Don't lie. Don't be a lawyer. Schedule conflicts. Oh, okay. So they're being lame. I get it. I understand. They're not committed like you are. They're just kind of pussyfooting around, right? They're holding you back from your sick mounts and your cool loot and whatever else the kids in Skyrim are into. Final Fantasy, whatever. Same thing, right? Who knows? Who cares? I'd rather be doing gacha. What? Really? But you love Final Fantasy, right? What happened, Daddy? What happened? Where's the love gone for your little Final Fantasy malarkey woo-woo? What's going on there, dude? What's up, my buddy? What have you been crack-a-lacking down on, son? Hey, Simon, how's it going? Welcome. I hope you're doing well tonight. We haven't started the show. There's not a huge amount of news, as far as I can tell. I expected more, but we'll get into that. Daddy says, I haven't been playing the game actively for ages. I just log on to raid. Yeah, but well, he did say that was a long task to get those raids done. How many more do you have left? Do you have a lot left to do? Or for the most part, you cleaned up and you're raiding? There's only like one big raid to do. You've just got to do it, and it's taken like 6 years to do. Is that how it is? I think that's how it usually is. That's how you usually suggest it rolls. At least that's what I've seen. The Yojo June 2025 stream 2 has been postponed. Oh, what's this about? June 11th. Wait, did we have it? Maybe we could talk about G.I. Joe Classic. I bet there's like no Cobra stuff to talk about, right? Probably not. Still been doing the one I've been practicing for 5 months. God damn, dude. I thought you were really close to having that one finished up and done and dusted, right? Yeah, there's no Cobra guys to talk about. Fuck that then. Pfft. Who wants to talk about G.I. Joe when there ain't no Cobra? Not me. I can tell you that much. You can go suck a sausage. For Andy doesn't care. No, sir. Well, yes. Oh, no, Daddy. No. And then they had stuff on, but they're shite. Yeah. Should get Google to get back into it, Daddy. Get Google to start playing with you again. Get you and him and his woman. And then you need to find some other losers, and then you can all be losers together or something, right? Something like that? Yeah, I think so. All right, we should probably get to pooping. It's pooping time. He's never touched Endgame. I thought he was in Endgame. I know he's not played it like as dedicated as you, but I thought he played it a little bit. I thought he got to the end of it. God damn. No, goddamn. Well, okay. Well, I'm going to start pooping. We're going to talk about some Transformers. Everybody's going to have a good old time, I reckon. Let's get the bits up before I start the music. He's level a class to not to max, then stops. Oh, I get it. Enjoy poop. Thank you, Daddy. Whoops. All right. Where's music? Music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy. We're here to talk about Transformers news. Oddly enough, we did have, well, I mean, it's not oddly enough, we did have the Habro stream within the last few days. I can't remember exactly when it was. It was pretty recent. It happened this week. I expected a little bit more, but the problem was, I suppose, that most of the stuff that was shown at the panel, or the streamer should say, was shown either a week beforehand or at least a day beforehand. I think one bit of it was shown like a couple of hours beforehand. But man, I don't know another company that gets its stuff leaked as badly as Hasbro does with Transformers specifically. I ain't seen G.I. Joe stuff. I ain't seen the Marvel stuff get leaked as bad as the Transformers stuff does. And when I say bad, I don't mean just like listings on websites or anything like that. Yeah, whatever. Fine. I mean like in-hand physical images of the finished product. Transformers seems to get this stuff, or elite fans, reporters, whatever you want to call them, seems to get this stuff really early, especially compared to every other, at least Hasbro property that I know of. Maybe it's not like that for Star Wars, but I'm not, there is no dedicated Star Wars thing as far as I can see. But like I say, I don't see people getting the Marvel stuff before it gets announced. I mean, if you want to correct me on that, I'll happily take the criticism, but I ain't seen it, not to the Transformers extent. But we're here to talk about not just that, but some of the other bits of news that happened during the week. So some stuff that wasn't reported on, but we're going to throw out anyway and talk about, is that the Transformers Dreamwave, the TWC, number 12, I'm trying to work that out into my head, is an upgrade kit to the Titans Tidal Wave. It's going to have a bonus upgrade as well. Now, TFW haven't reported on this, but let's see what it says. So, you get the Aqua Dreadnought, the Sky Dreeper, the Iron Break, and the pre-order bonus. And the pre-order bonus seems to be a load of mini-cons, it seems like, because I recognize at least some of the parts that make the, what's it called, the Star Saber from that show. So what does this set do? And what is it? This seems to be an upgrade. Well, as I say, it's an upgrade kit for Tidal Wave. I want to see exactly what bits it adds, because I'm not exactly sure, because it's not reported on. I don't know if this is entirely... Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. This is an entirely new figure, but will work with your Legacy Galvatron or Megatron, it's the same thing. It's not going to be Titan size. It's going to be leader size. It's going to do, everything the leader did, seemingly, apart from at a much smaller scale. And I guess not... Tidal Wave was a little bit bigger in the cartoon, if I remember. He wasn't to the scale of, like, the Titan. The Titan's way bigger than he was scale-wise to the show. But I think he's meant to be a little bit taller than Galvatron, at least. I'd probably have scaled him up to, like, his head would be above Galvatron and Megatron's tank treads. It's neither here nor there. So he is a lot smaller. He should be a lot more... compatible on a shelf, let's say. Size-wise, the Aqua Dreadnought, which is the main-bodied boat bit, if you want to say that, that's going to be 12.7 centimeters long. The Sky Reaper, which is his wings on his arse, that's going to be 10.5 centimeters long. And then the aircraft carrier bit, the Iron Break, is 10 centimeters long. So, it's going to combine together and be a longish boy. He does have a port in the back of his arse, which is going to be a 3mm port. That's for display stands. He's also got a handle in his ass as well. I assume that's to help peg him into Galvatron Megatron's arms, because obviously that Galvatron Megatron has ports on his arms. So that's how you'll get them on, there. You don't have to have the the wing bits on his back either. It seems like they've made it so you can have them as like shoe extenders if you chose to do it that way as well, I suppose. Or you can have them on his back. It's your choice. You can mix it up. Yeah, the bonus are you get the minicons, at least 5 I can count. 5 minicons to store on him. You also... What is this storage? Oh, okay. So it looks like with this figure, it's going to be small enough to store within the Titan scaled tidal wave as well. The main body boat bit will crumple up and fold into the big cavity in the back of the Titans one. Somehow, I'm not exactly quite sure how, for the back leg bit, I guess you can unscrew a portion of it, and that's where you'll slap in the new leg bit. I wondered why the wings were so out of proportion on that back bit, because I thought the wings on here looked really too big, and I guess that's to accommodate the fact that if you want to have it stored within Titan scaled Titan scaled tidal wave, it's to make sure that the wings are scaled to that rather than the small one. It's pretty interesting. It's going to be reasonably posable. I will say, hang on, let's finish looking at this. The combined boat mode looks a bit squished, let's say. I think this is okay, but when you look at the details specifically on Tidal Wave's arms, it looks a bit mushy, a bit squished. Again, the details on the face mold as well look a bit smushed and cramped in as well. I don't think this is bad. I think this is an interesting idea to give you a bit more playability, I suppose, and have something that's a bit more, a little bit nicer looking for Galvatron to play around with. Obviously this isn't really super necessary. If you didn't get the Titans tidal wave, this is definitely a mediocre version of that, and I say that specifically because of the weird kind of mushy details, which I wish were a bit tighter and more distinct on him. And again, the Dreadstorm Maximus, which is the name they give the combined mode for all of tidal wave spits, again is not the right proportions. The legs are way too big, and the front aircraft carrier isn't long enough or thick enough. So it all kind of looks like it's been smushed down at the front and then like really billowed down, made bigger at the back. So the proportions look a bit weird. Like I say, an interesting idea. Now, have these guys done anything else? That's a great question, Andy. They have done an Optimus Prime figure, you know. It looks like a movie Optimus Prime of some description. B-movie? Is it Transformer Bibble, or is it just an Action Master, effectively? Looks like it's just an Action Master. No, I lie. I'm a dirty, lying whore. I apologize, chat. He does seem to transform as well. There was just no other images of it. Stylized B-ish movie. They also did an upgrade kit for God Neptune from all those years back, so that was a while ago. They did an upgrade kit for Volcanicus and, of course, Seacons. Looks like most of the prior stuff, their older stuff, were all upgrade kits for the Combiner War stuff, while now the new stuff is the Optimus Prime and this kind of weird kind of mini upgrade figure. So, interesting idea. Does it pull it off? It doesn't say how much it is. We're at the point where we've got no real info on it. Does it say when it comes out? No date on, or like estimated date on release either. If it's cheaper than, if it's about the same price as a leader, maybe it would be okay. If it's a lot more expensive, I'd say maybe a pass from my perspective. Maybe it being a third party as well, maybe they'll be like bold and risky business kind of deal and go for Energon Tidal Wave. That could be quite nice for them to do. Since I don't think we'll see an Energon Tidal Wave from the Titan class, just because, you know, the viability of doing a repaint of a Titan class figure is always a little bit on the ropey side. Possible, certainly, but probably not budget efficient for Hasbro at the moment, I would guess. Galaxy Toys are doing the mini number 4, which is the full speed blue streak. So this goes in with the small guy. Oh, they've got a big blurb Is there anything worth? Ultra small scale. It's 5 centimeters or 1 inch, 0.97 tall. So yeah, Micromasterish kind of scale, I presume. Certainly looks it. For that kind of scale, this blue streak doesn't look half bad. I think the roughness of the images here are because this is prototype images rather than the finished version, I presume. I think if we scroll back up, we can see the finished one, right? Yeah. We've got this image here. No, the image, the specific image here, I think is the finished version. Maybe if we scroll down, there'll be a more complete one. Ah, there we go. Okay, so these are the new images of presumably the finished one. See, it's got ankle tilt, which is nice. Waist joint. If you're into your Datsuns, and I guess you want a really small scale version of is it a Datsun? Datsun? Yeah, Datsun. Then this might be the guy for you, or the figure for you. It's real poseable. I wish we had some scale comparison to slap him along with some other dudes to be like, look, they put him next to an Optimus Prime in vehicle mode, but they don't show him in robot mode, funnily enough, which is interesting. Okay, so another new scale somewhere between Legends and Doctor Wu. Oh, so it's a little taller than the Doctor Wu stuff. This is coming from Broken Thorn, it seems. The eyes are definitely a bit off, but I can't blame that on the size, as Doctor Wu have proved it can be done. And I can't blame that on the... Oh, you can't blame it. I'm reading it poorly. The eyes are off. Can't blame it on the size because Doctor Wu did, right? Their Beachcomber was okay, but I wasn't a big fan of the Warpath. The update Galaxy Toys Optimus Prime was all right. So it sounds like, at least from that person, that this company does okay stuff. It only shows him with the small Optimus Prime figure. And this blue streak's going to be 1666. So if you want something, like they said, between Dr. Wu and this scale. If we have a look at Dr. Wu, let's have a quick look. Dr. Wu. Woo! Just to get a bit of indication of, like, do they have a Datsun? They must have done a Datsun. Maybe they haven't. Yeah, but then the Dr. Wu stuff being smaller obviously makes, I think that stuff a bit more impressive. Blue Streak... Again, kind of boring. Whenever I see a third-party company and they're starting off with like, oh, here's the Generation 1 cast. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know, I guess. I don't care, but whatever, you know. It's so boring. I wish they'd do something interesting. Oh, they are doing Blue Streak. They're doing Blue Streak with Shrapnel. Do they have images of it? Real ones? No, they've only got the CG ones. So it'll be interesting to see how Dr. Wu's stack up against, what was it, Galaxy Toys? Galaxy Toys? How much is the Dr. Wu stuff, generally speaking? Do we have prices? 2-pack? 2-pack's usually $19.70 for Soundwave and Blaster. And if you're paying £3 more for another figure? I don't know. That might be a better deal, right? Perhaps. I keep wondering if I should try one of these Dr. Wee-Woo kind of things, because they do look interesting. They do look neat. Maybe I'm tempted by, like, the Chop Shop, the Ransack, for instance. So, you know, there's the Flight Track. When's Flight Track coming out? Flight Track being flywheels. Looks a bit super deformed. Third quarter, so... okay. Magic time. Who knows? That's cool, actually. Dr. Wu's Purple Tank and Star Shuttle. A translucent Scourge. Ugh. But a pretty nice looking repaint of Warpath, to be fair. I wish it... Yeah, if the Scourge was a different color, not translucent, this might be a set I'd buy, because the Warpath they've done in purple and light blue with, like, goldy... brownish kind of highlight color, so that looks really nice, actually. That Warpath, it looks proper good. Yeah, what ones are out? If I wanted to buy a Dr. Wu thing today, what ones could I buy? I could buy Inferno and Grapple. I assume, are these colored versions? No, I could get the gray versions of them. I wonder why they didn't sell. Do you want the gray versions of these? No. No, I don't. No. Why? No. Maybe Dr. Wu's Shockwave and Cliff Jumper, but the yellow Shockwave and the kind of purple Cliff Jumper, that could be like a testy thing, because it'd be a weird set that no one would generally buy. Yeah, maybe I'll have a look at this later. Anyway, yeah, I'll have a look at that later. Anyway, we talked about it last week, or I did. The New Age Toys were showing off the H65 Keaton, not Michael Keaton, but Keaton, which was their hoist figure, and we were like, well, I was like, well, what figures are they going to do out of him? And we were talking about, obviously, the Diaclone version, blah, 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 blah. So, we have some quite interesting, well, at least, no, I'd say they're both interesting. Two interesting alternative versions of the New Age mold. If you didn't want hoist, well, what about this? What about if we do the H65A, which is Zhivago, Zhivago, whatever that is. I don't know. This is Transformers Animated Ratchet. Huh. Okay. So we got a new deco, obviously, a new head, good, and retool, a new head and retool. Oh, the retool, I guess, are the other body parts, I assume. So we got 4 interchangeable hands and 2 electromagnets out of the show. The other, we'll look at the, I'll do this talky bit and then we'll look at the figures first. So the H65Y is Cannonball. Oh, okay. But it's not Cannonball. Oh. So you say Cannonball, I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking it too. You're thinking, yar, I'm a pirate Cannonball. No. I don't know why they called it Cannonball, but what they actually meant was G1 Turbomasters Scorch. It's not Scourge. I don't know where that came from. Scorch. So I'm like, oh, that's really cool to do a Turbomaster figure. Don't know why you called him Cannonball. I like call him like Turbo Fire. You know, you could call him the H65Y Turbo Fire. Burn Mark, you know, what's it? Go on to Google, type in Scorch, and then look for like the thesaurus versions of like different ways to say Scorch, and then just use one of them rather than Cannonball, because Cannonball's a different name. So Scorch comes with a new deco, obviously, new head, and retool. I guess we'll have a look at what that means. It has 4 interchangeable hands and 1 new cannon. So, Ratchet first. You know how Hasbro keeps doing like the Prime figures and the more stylized figures, and it pisses me off? I think this is done correctly. They've done a decent job here. Now, I know for a fact it is a remold of Hoist, but he does have a biggish belly, which is kind of in line with what animated Ratchet has. He has the door panels on the back, which Ratchet does from the animated show. He's got a perfectly accurate head, I would say. I think that's as good of an animated Ratchet head as you could get. Again, at a kind of legend scale. If you made it bigger, you could probably like ding it up and make it look a bit more old, quote unquote, but keep in style. I think that's pretty impressive. From the back, again, it's the same transformation, so it's not anything crazy. We see he comes with 2 bitch-slapping hands, and I'll be honest, if I'm going to complain, I would have liked them to have sculpted the, either sculpted on the forearms, the part where you can put the electromagnetic thing, or gave him like a electromagnetic, you know, the thing he Lockdown took from him. Something like that would have been a nice addition, but he has his little, the electromagnetic things, which are the little pointy bits that come out of his hands so you can magnet things. They look good. And again, in character for the Ratchet figure. Is this just a thing with this mold? Hang on. Okay, so I thought last week that the figure just wasn't transformed correctly, but it seems like it's just missing a part from the window, from the driver's side door. There's just like a groove, and I don't know if this is just mistransformed, not finalized, or what. But like this bit here, if you're looking on the stream, this bit here just looks like it's missing. I assumed it was mistransformed because it looks weird. If it's missing and it just doesn't exist, that's a bit of a bummer. I guess it's a compromise, but it's a shame. Again, though, this looks, I think, pretty, not 100% spot on for Ratchet's alt mode, but if you put this up on screen, you go, yeah, that it's good enough for Ratchet, especially from a remold. You could take some notes, Hasbro. You could definitely take some notes. Again, poseable, all that jazz. Arms look a little, they got him in this weird, like, dive pose, like he's going into the Olympics and going off the springboard. Looks a bit weird, like it makes his arms look really long and elongated and stuff, which is a bit off, but yeah, his arms just look maybe a little too long. And I don't know if the photos are doing it and it's the perspective or if it's something else. It looks just a tad off. But again, you know, this is solid. To Scorch, we got the new head, obviously. I don't know what new quote-unquote parts we have. The hoist hip area, I think, worked fine for Ratchet. Looks a bit weird here on Scorch. I don't know why I keep doing that. He comes with his Turbo Master gun, which I do appreciate. I think they could have done the Fire Phoenix on the front of the hood better. It's not as big and over the top as it was on the original figure. And I think it's mainly because, or an issue is just because of how the chest pieces or the hood of the car has been molded. It's got these grooves in it, so you can't make it as big without having to like finagle with angles and stuff like that. And he's got this big rim running down the center of it as well, so you can't put the actual eagle there because there should be like an eagle or a phoenix right in the center. But again, you know, I appreciate the fact that they've done Scorch because no one ever fucking touches the Turbo Masters or the Predator jet. So in itself, this is nice to see. In the image, for some reason, they have the gun facing backwards. I don't know why. They have it done twice. Or have I just been doing it wrong all these years? I can't be because, like, the pointy bit on the end of the gun is the missile that would fire. Okay, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So either way, I think these are two good reuses of the mold. How good the mold is, I guess we won't know until it actually comes out. Didn't see either of these two happening. Mildly pleased with both, to be honest. Yeah, pretty decent. I'm sure we'll get more redos of this mold, as is the way with New Age toys. But yeah, if you want it, get it, because once it's gone, they seem to just be gone forever and ever. DNA Designs doing the DK70 set for Studio Series 86 Scrapper and Bone Crusher. The set is, well, not specifically the DNA set, but these two figures are something I keep umming and ahhing about. I've seen a few people complain on Twitter this week, showing that because Bone Crusher doesn't have ratchet joints in his combined arm mode, that theirs specifically is incredibly loose. And for a big figure that's going to have a lot of it being an arm, that not being a ratchet joint is definitely going to cause issues in the not too distant future. I think this is an issue with him being a deluxe class figure, so you kind of skimp out on the budget. So what I was hoping for when I saw that video was, okay, so Dr. Wu might, not Dr. Wu, DNA Designs might do a ratchet, or them. I don't know how he combines, so I don't know how feasible it is, but they might do a part where it allows you to have a ratchet jointed shoulder or elbow. No, shoulder. I know my body parts. Shoulder, so you could then have a nice stable arm in the future. But that's not what this set is. So let's read what they say. Scheduled release September this year. Pre-order date is going to be June the 28th. Obviously of this year, so not too far away. The Scrapper upgrade features will include filler parts for the upper arm, lower arm. It says interior. I assume it's interior for both. Back of the lower legs and the soles of the feet. So you'll have little feet finally. It says, as for the waist, the original gear mechanism was designed to ensure the combined mode stability. So unfortunately, it cannot be modified. We appreciate your understanding and support. Okay, so they're saying they can't give him a waist joint because that's where the ankle rocker is. I don't think that's a big issue. Whatever. Bone Crusher upgrade features include the extended replacement parts for the lower legs. We'll see how good that looks in a moment. New foot base design to increase the height and restore the original proportions. Replacement waist part to unlock articulation. Now there's something to note there, but we'll get to it. Please note, oh, it mentions it here. Please note the waist upgrade requires removal and pin installation. While this involves a bit of work, it significantly improves articulation performance. So if you don't know how to do pins, or you don't know how to safely do pins removal and stuff, that's obviously going to be an issue for you. We want each character's instrument, because they both come with trumpets, which it didn't say here. Instrument designed to reflect their uniqueness, so we intentionally avoided making them all exactly the same. We apologize for any inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. I don't know for what the inconvenience is. DNA Designs, we've innovated a unique weapon storage system to complement this masterpiece crafted to capture every collector's heart. Stay tuned for more. Okay, so this is the set. Lots of green bits, 2 trumpets. I didn't realize the trumpets were different in the movie. I'm sure they were. We see the original Bone Crusher. We see what the new feet look like. They are bigger. I think they're very obviously new feet, but they do look nicer. They look like he's actually got feet rather than like a tank tread, rather than a treads split apart. I imagine they just work as effectively like what they're called. What short guys put in the soul raisers, soul enhancers. You know, when a short guy is a little bit sad about his height and he puts like extra stuff in the sole to kind of boost his height up by like a few centimeters. It kind of looks a little bit like that. You can see that the waist is also a little longer as well. So I would agree that this proportionally looks a lot better. It is a shame that it shows here what you have to do, I presume. Or maybe this is just how it transforms now. Oh, I see what it is. Right. It looks like this is how the waist was locked and now it's unlocked. So this is how it works now, I think. Again, it's good, but how easy is it to do pin removal? I don't personally know. Chat, you can let me know. Chat, if you have Bone Crusher, also let me know what you think. Do you think he is very unstable or potentially unstable in Devastator Arm mode? Is he worth the money? Because I've seen other people say they're not really worth the money that, you know, Hasbro are asking for them. So I wouldn't mind seeing what you guys have to say in chat, or, you know, wherever you want to contact me. Then it just shows how the feet are, granted, reasonably awkwardly stored in the in Bone Crusher's alt mode. And I guess I can't really tell where they are for the arm mode. Yeah, I don't know where they are in his arm mode. They've gone somewhere. I don't know where. For Scrapper, obviously the upgrades are in your face and screaming. Just filling in parts inside the arm is good. Makes him look way less hollow and less cheap. So that's always a boon. In combined mode, it looks like Scrapper holds on to Bone Crusher's feet to give a little bit more of a complete look to the back of the heel, which is nice. And not anything crazy, but it's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, again, I think this is a nice little upgrade kit. I do wish they'd added in a ratchet joint for the Bone Crusher figure, and it does seem like fixing that pin is probably a good idea. Now, I will say as well, the reason I'm asking how good these figures are is because they're still not out in the UK. No, they're coming out, I guess, reasonably soon. Quote unquote, maybe. I think they're meant to be out by the end of this month. Maybe. So I don't know whether, and again, it's one of those things. Do you wait for a sale? Will there be a sale? Who knows? It's always a little bit harder to figure out with Transformers. So, a quick bit of news that I thought we already knew. Rumors are that the Takara Missing Link Ultra Magnus has been teased. This is via 2005 Generations book, thanks to Hero X Net on Twitter or X. I don't know what the Generations book is, I'll be honest. It seems we have a teaser backing up the previous. Oh, this is backing up the previous room. I was going to say, I'm sure we talked about this already. Shown in the book is artwork of a very G1 toy-looking Magnus. Though it remains to be unseen if this is actually a teaser or just an unrelated drawing. I'd be surprised if it's unrelated. It's probably going to happen because it's a reuse of the Optimus Prime figure, and then you can bung on extra money for the transforming Ultra Magnus armor, right? If it is, though, it seems to be pointed towards the figure having armor. Like, of course it was going to have armor. What do you mean? An all rather than being a white Prime repaint. I think it was obvious. They weren't going to just do... Okay, I don't know why that was even stated. Let's make the image bigger. I don't know why that was stated. In my mind, it was obvious what they were going to do with an Ultra Magnus figure. They were going to do maybe one of two things. Maybe they just have the Ultra Magnus on his own without the trailer. You know, maybe it'll just be on his own. And then you'll also be able to buy the white Ultra Magnus with his trailer. Kind of like how they did the Optimus Prime, where you could buy him with trailer or without trailer. That's how I'd see them doing it, maybe. But I think it's more likely that they're just doing with the armor. And obviously, this is how it's going to work. It's not going to work any other way with the armor transforming with the figure. That's just not feasible, and it would require them making new stuff for the Prime figure. And if you want to make a toy but newer, this is how you do it. So it looks like if it's drawn to look like how the toy will work. So you can see we've got like swing hips here. The blue parts that are where the shoulders are. Let's say that poorly. Are going to transform exactly how they were before. I think he's going to transform in a similar way again to how Ultra Magnus transformed in the past. Again, just with more joints, which is fine, which is what you would expect. But again, I wasn't shocked. I saw some people going, wow, it's happening. I was like, what do you mean it's happening? We knew it was happening. Of course. Why wouldn't they? Simon Tang says, I have both Scrapper and Bone Crusher. They're solid, but kind of expensive. Everything tabs together. They could do with more deco. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Do you see why people are concerned, Simon, about the durability of Bone Crusher specifically in Devastator mode in the future? And are you tempted by the DNA design kit to kind of help out the proportions? And should I risk those biscuits and wait for a sale or a minor drop in price, or should they be bought at full price? That's the other question. Again, the UK being weird with how Transformers sometimes just never go on sale. Sometimes. What do you think? I'd like to know. So let's move on to news that I didn't think was, again, very shocking. News that I'm obviously, again, not too bothered on. But I know a large portion of the Transformers community are kind of sad and I think surprised for some reason about this. Paramount confirms that there are no plans for a Transformers 1 sequel. Pardon. Reports are coming in. The director, Josh Cooley, has confirmed that Paramount currently, I'm very burpy at the moment, currently has no plans for a Transformers 1 sequel. This can likely be attributed to its unfortunate box office underperformance, which is what I said. It doesn't matter how good your movie is. If it doesn't make money, no one gives a shit. And I would say it wasn't even that good of a film. I don't think it was a bad film. Transformers 1 is a very 5 out of 10 movie. You watch it, you go, that was okay. But it doesn't really leave an impact because it doesn't do anything really memorable, at least in my eyes. I've watched movies and I can't think of anything really specific that it does that other movies haven't done better. You know, especially in the 3D art movie kind of genre of things. So, with this and the fact that the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie has no updates, I'm not upset about that. The future of Transformers movies at Paramount in general is shaky. So here's the thing. I don't trust Hollywood at the moment to make anything. Hollywood in general is doing a really bad job making media. A lot of it, from my perspective, is very disposable. Like, you watch it once and then you put it in the bin. I'm sure there are good shows out there, but for me, for science fiction, for fantasy, and for kind of cartoon animation stuff, it's all pretty flat. I'm sure that there are live action dramas and cop stuff and real world stuff that are probably good, but those aren't the things that I watch. Like I bet there are good crime shows. Like I think Yellowstone's meant to be good, but that's not. And Mobland's meant to be good, but the crime stuff I just usually doesn't do anything for me. I'm just like, it's good, but yeah, I don't care. I'm yeah. You know, that's kind of how I come across it. Like I say, this is going to be a bummer for people because I think a decent amount of Transformers fans really liked it. I remember the Twitter account, the Transformers hype guy really going fucking crazy for this movie. And I was just like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Looks like we're not getting another one, as I say. So that's a sad tea for a lot of people, I think. There you go. Transformers will either reboot or just move away from movies at the moment. I don't think movies are the place to go currently, just because of the movie industry basically exploding at the moment. Write some good cartoons. Write some cartoons. Get the kids in. You know? Hopefully Cyberworld? Whatever that's called. Hopefully that will be written well, at the very least to a competent degree to get kids interested. That's what I'm hoping. Excel Hedge says, no Transformers 1 sequel? Fudge. It didn't make money. People didn't give a shit. That's how it is. It's either people didn't care because it's Transformers and they have bad memories from the live action movies, for obvious reasons, or they just didn't fucking care after many bad movies from like Disney, etc., etc. Throwing that out there. Simon says, I see the Bone Crusher at Walmart, but Scrapper is not here. Oh, that's interesting. I think you can buy the DNA kit if interested. I think is a secondary market for it. Okay. I'm not going to buy the extra kit. The base figures are already too expensive. That's fair. And also, Simon says, I think if you're not playing with Devastator and handle it with care, you should be okay. As practice, I tend to put silicone shock oil on everything that I have doubts about. Isn't silicone shock oil to make things looser, though? I think silicone shock oil makes things looser, right? Shock oil, yeah. Shock oil. I'm sure I have shock oil, and that makes things loose, generally speaking. Okay, so yeah, again, there's not much news, but the last bit of news that was revealed throughout the week, and then shown on the Hasbro stream, was a butt ton of figures. We'll actually pull up the Hasbro stream, because funnily enough, they didn't talk about Megatron. Even though Megatron has been, a Studio Series Megatron has been shown completely in package, out of package, transformed, untransformed, all of that jazz, the Hasbro stream didn't show him. Well, I don't know about you. I thought that was pretty weird. I thought that was pretty weird myself, but you know. Yes, Simon says, yes, if things are too tight. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. Tightening up stuff, though. So, in terms of things that were shown, we'll go through them. We have a Fireflight aerial bot. Looks like he'll transform. I think all the aerial bots are probably going to transform the same, but that's fine. He looks like Fireflight. He's a lot better, obviously, than the Combiner Wars looking version. Nothing too surprising or crazy there, so that's good. Red Jet, colors are good. They also showed off, what's this? Skydive, again. Looks like he's going to transform the same way as the other ones. Fine, whatever. The head mold's nice. Nothing too... I think, actually, when I say they're going to transform the same, they actually showed on the panel, which was quite nice, all of the aerial bots together. Where's a good shot of all of them? All of them. There's two of them. No, it doesn't show all of them together for some reason. I think that what do you call him? I think Skydive is a retool, let's say retool of, I wish I knew aerial bot names, but I don't care about them enough to know them, is the same as the other Black Jet, whatever one that is. and Fireflight is similar in mold to Slingshot. I remember Slingshot because I had Slingshot as a kid. So Firefly and Slingshot, I think, are retools of each other. And then Skydive and the other area, Fireflight, is that it? Whatever. Are, again, similar. Because I say that purely on how it looks like their wings work on the back of the robot mode. Well, as Alpha Bravo says, XL Hedge, he's not a jet. He wasn't in the cartoon. He can go suck a lemon, little bitch. To be fair, you might get an Alpha Bravo repaint from Vortex. He might, like, that figure might be done into Alpha Bravo and then shoved in a random 4-pack in the future. Maybe. Because I don't think they're going to try and sell it on its own. So yeah, again, Skydive. The other one, they both look good. They look fine. They're aerial bots. All right. I will mention as well, it shows the combined Superion as well. And yeah, Superion looks good. He looks like Menasor, you know, I'd say for the most part, obviously with the tweaks. He's got the legs that we all knew he was going to have. I didn't like how Menasor did the legs, you know, with the panels that fold in for no reason. You put the limb on the back of the leg and it pushes these panels forward and closes them up. It seemed kind of worthless, you know. It's not like a spring-loaded gimmick where you do something and something exciting happens. It's just 2 panels fold forward to close up a hole. To me, that's not super exciting. And if you remove that spring-loaded gimmick, it would take nothing away from the figure. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just something I feel when I see it. The head mold looks good. The chest looks good. It looks good, you know. Maybe the gun looks a little on the thin side, but Superion always had a weird gun, depending on whenever you saw it, I suppose. So yeah, Superion looks like he'll be solid. Hollow front leg, says XL Hedge. But they're not, well, here's the thing, they're not hollow, but I know what you mean. Because of how, I guess, the gimmick works, he has a, let's call it a shin shelf, right? Let's call it a shin shelf, where the top of the shin just below the knee juts out a little bit and then kind of curves down and inward. So you do have like it's almost like a bus shelter for his shin for some reason. I don't know whether that's to just accommodate the weird spring gimmick for the panels folding forward, but his legs aren't hollow, but they, like I say, they have this weird shin shelf, which I don't like. I think the shin shelf looks weird, and it does make it makes it look like those red panels that fold forward should be more. They should fold forward more to fill out this gap, because it looks odd. And I'm pretty sure Superion had like pretty flat legs, generally speaking, especially his shins. I don't think they were having this weird shelf or whatever, but it's not a big deal. It's just a thing you notice and you go, oh, that's weird. Okay, whatever. Sure. But again, I think he looks good. He doesn't have much kibble on his back as well. What's it called? Silverbolt seems to close up and smush onto the back of Superion pretty well, so that's good. That's all good. It's a shame they didn't have a lineup of all of the area bots on their own. That would have been quite nice, I think. But again, shame that these two were. I don't think this was a huge shock or anything, but it would have been nice for Hasbro to keep that secret. This 2-pack was revealed on the day before the stream, which again feels very much like a Jesus Christ, Hasbro, can you now have anything Transformers-wise for your streams? It's a 2-pack of Leader Slug and Snarl in their G2 colors. Not super exciting. I mean, the G2 colors, these aren't... This is like blue Grimlock. Blue Grimlock is fine. Yellow Grimlock with tiger stripes on, now we're cooking. This is more blue Grimlock. We've got red Sludge. No, red Snarl, which I had as a kid, because I don't know why, but I remember specifically going to Edinburgh Zoo, and then I got this from the gift shop, because I think Transformers at that point were off the shelves. Especially G1 Transformers were done. And for some reason, the Edinburgh Zoo had the Dinobots, and I was like, I don't have this Dinobot, and I got this guy for some reason, with all of his translucent parts that exploded, of course. and you know, you've got Slug being green. They look accurate to how they were back in the day. Obviously, it's just you change the color scheme round, and it's like, well, there they are. It's like, yep, fair enough. It'll be an expensive set, one presumes, just because it is a 2-pack of leaders. But I guess after this, did they have a G2 Sludge? I don't remember. I don't think they had G2 Swoop, though. If they did, again, Swoop never came to the UK, so I'm not sure. Maybe they'll make up one. Who can say? But fine, whatever. I don't think that's a big reveal. They showed off Onyx Prime. Not a surprise because we saw him at a toy show. I can't remember when it was, but we saw him at a toy show. So yeah, not a huge shock. Still looks good. I'm interested to see if they do a repaint of him. I don't know if I want to get him or not. I'm mostly tempted. On the Hasbro panel, they said, "Oh, you're gonna get all of the primes to get this really cool thing," and I'm like, I don't know if it's as cool as you suggest it is, because I'm not going to be getting most of the primes, to be honest. XLHedge says, "Sucks for G2 collectors. Both Grimlocks were retail for America." XLHedge. I don't think they... Well, I know for a fact that the yellow Tiger Strike Grimlock, I'm like 90% sure that wasn't available in the UK at retail. Was for America, not for the UK. All other Dinobots online exclusives. G2 collectors, both Grimlocks were retail. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't feel too bad since the UK got screwed over. Onyx Prime, yep, looks interesting. I hope it's good. I'm always mildly tentative of like Transformer reviews on YouTube because there's a lot of glazing I feel that goes on in some reviews personally. But there you go. They also showed, well, Hasbro didn't show it off, but we also have Alphatron revealed. Some people were like, "What did they do to Alphatron?" And it's like, well, this is young Alphatron. You've had a myriad of old Alphatrons, and we've also had old Alphatron reasonably recently. I think it was because we had the it was a 2-pack, wasn't it, where we had him as a redo of Studio Series Scourge and somebody else. And now we have a new mold, I think. I don't recognize this mold. Neat thing, he comes with a quill, and he comes with the Covenant of Primus, I think. He also turns into a thing. He looks like an 87 Season 3 toy, but not in a positive way. And it kind of like, what is this meant to be? I get the same kind of feeling I did when we saw, oh god, what's his name? I don't know the primes either because I don't care about them. The gray one that's out. Prime, the gray one, the one that comes with the saber, the Star Saber, that one. When we saw his vehicle mode, and I was like, that's kind of poo. I feel that way about Alphatron's thing here. I think it's a little bit on the poo side. If you wanted to make this into robot mode, and I don't know why you'd make it robot mode Thunderstorm, is that his name? The Pretender? I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see that. That kind of looks like his like out of his little robot mode Pretender vehicle mode. Not the cool shell form though, unfortunately, but. Maybe because this is such an indistinctive, just random shape. I don't know what you do to either retool or repaint this to make him into somebody else. Like I say, I don't really care about Alphatron enough to want to get this figure. He's luckily more interesting looking than whatever the gray one, the gray prime was called, Prime or whatever. He's more interesting than that. And I think him coming with a little book that has like, it's not multiples of pages, but it opens and it has a singular page you can, flip back and forth. And a quill. I think that's kind of cute. I think that's kind of nice. And he's got the nice color scheme as well. XLHead says, so close. I probably will be buying A3. But I'm still getting Alphatron. Will be Generation Select again. What do you mean? Sorry, XLHead. I'm stupid. What do you mean by A3? I probably will still buy A3, but I'm still guessing Alpha Trine will be Generation Select again. What? Sorry, I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, here we go. Alpha Trine, all done. They also showed Micronus Prime, who is a deluxe size figure. And what they're doing for him is it's going to be a sort of 2-pack thingamadoo. So you're going to have, well, we don't have the image on his own. We're going to have a Micromaster Micronus Prime who turns into a disc, I guess. Very exciting. I guess technically it's meant to be like the whatever the Minicon things were when, you know, in the show when you picked them up and they were like, ooh, what's this? And it turned into a Minicon. Whatever you want to call that, the pre-Minicon phase. A3 Young Alpha Trine. Oh, okay. Okay. Is that what the fans are calling him, A3? That's not what he's actually called. At least that's not what Hasbro has officially called him. No, he's called Alpha Trine. That must be a fan name. I hadn't heard of that. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? A3? I'm guessing Alpha Trine will be Generation Select again. Well, we saw that the old man Alpha Trine a while ago, if you remember Axel Hedge, because like I say, it was the redo of the Studio Series Scourge figure, and whatever that release was, that's the old Alpha Trine. I don't think we're going to get another old man Alpha Trine anytime soon. But yeah, Micronus Prime Minicon disc seems to be a lot of translucent plastic. Always a good idea. Fantastic idea. Love it. Oddly enough, has a facial design very similar to Transformers Prime, because obviously he appeared, I think, first in Transformers RID, whatever it's fucking called. RID 2017. Is that what it was? Yeah, whatever that was. I think he popped up in there and he had this kind of style of face. And then he comes with an exosuit, which turns into a really wiggy one-wheeled bike. Almost like a penny farthing. Yeah, I think this is what we call a motorized penny farthing. It looks a bit like it looks a little bit rough. Like the vehicle mode almost kind of reminds me of like an Action Master vehicle mode. You know how you had the Action Masters and they came with a vehicle that could, in quotations, transform it into a base or in a quote-unquote attack mode. It kind of reminds me of that as a vehicle. And then it turns into a battle suit, which again looks a little bit rough, I'll be honest. When I saw that this was a deluxe, I was like, oh, it's a little bit ugly, personally, I think. And I think that's because they've split the budget, right? They split it between doing a separate figure, which is a Micromaster, and this figure. So the budget had to be split. So compromises had to be made. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the Prime figures that they've been doing. I like Onyx, and that's about it so far. To be honest, I don't think I've seen many of the quote unquote the Primes where I'm like, oh yeah, that's a must buy. A lot of them I'm just like, and I don't get it just because I don't have it, kind of thing. XL Head says A3 is his young name in G1. I just didn't remember. I haven't seen that one episode with Alpha Trine in for a long. Is it War Dawn? It's War Dawn, isn't it? It's either War Dawn Part 1 or 2. I haven't watched War Dawn for a while. So a neat thing that Hasbro are doing, but also kind of annoying, is they're doing a seemingly, I don't know if this is a brand new mold, but it seems like a brand new mold for Venom. Transformers Deluxe Venom. I think this is new. Chat, you can correct me if it's not new and if it is based on a previous figure, but it looks new. So this was also revealed before the panel or the stream that Hasbro did, but they also showed. They said that his axe weapon can combine with the gun, so you can have it as a hatchet or a very small blade and gun combo, if you like. He looks nice and bright and colorful. Why, Andy? Why are you annoyed by this? You shouldn't be annoyed. You like the Deluxe Insecticons. Well, this is true. You make a very fair point. I do. I think the Deluxe Insecticons are super neat. And he seems to turn or transform into a reasonably decent cicada. Not great, but reasonably decent, right? So why am I annoyed? Because how were you able to get Ransack? Well, you had to get a 4-pack. And that was a while ago. And it wasn't a great do of the figure. Did Shop actually come out? I can't remember. I think it... No, it did. Chop Shop and... Yeah, that's right, because I put in... Yes, I put in a pre-order for the Chop Shop and Barrage 2-pack. And then Amazon just cancelled on me. They just went, no, which was always fun. That's right. So you could have got those two that way, and then this was the last one. So if you missed out on Ransack, tough tits from a while ago. And again, if you missed out on that 2-pack, the 2-pack of Barrage and Chop Shop, that's a little bit more on you, or rather me, I suppose, for trusting Amazon. That one, because since that's a little bit sooner, more recent, yeah. I'll probably get Venom. I like Venom, like I say, as a design. I think he looks cool. Am I still annoyed that I don't have the rest of them? Yes. It's one of those things. But at least he's his own mold. I'm happy about that. And he does look neat. XLHead says, people are saying the bike in robot mode looks like the Prime version of Apex armor. I don't see it. What? Man, I think if I actually drank alcohol and I drank a lot of it, I could maybe see where they're coming from. Maybe. But I think people are coping because it doesn't look like that. I can't be bothered to pull up an image of the Apex armor from Transformers Prime, but yeah, it doesn't look like that. It just doesn't. I guess the only reason they're saying it is because the head maybe, again, if you squint at a distance, the head maybe looks like the helmet from it. But again, that's a fucking push. No. Good try, internet people, but no. It's just no. We have a pretty decent repaint. Our first repaint, and it's a good one, of Armada Red Alert into Flatline. Second Flatline toy? We haven't had... if we've had Flatline line before, it was a movie line, I guess. I know. I think it was Alex Milne that designed Flatline for the IDW comics, the movie ones, and he always wanted a figure of it. So he probably hates this, I guess. I don't know. But they've redone the head and they've repainted that figure into black and red. Always a solid color scheme. Looks nice. I think I don't think the extra gun bits are new. Maybe they are. But he looks decent, I suppose. Not anything super crazy. This would be a nice... If it's on sale, maybe I'd buy it if I didn't have the mold kind of thing, because who's Flatline? It's like, it's okay. It's not bad. I think for a redo... For a repaint, it's better than Powerlinks. It's better than Powerlinks Red Alert, which is fucking terrible. I'll never not say that recolor of that figure is dog shit. I know because I own it. And I bought it because I couldn't get the original Red Alert when it was in the stores. Or rather, I was getting into Transformers when it was out of the stores. Oh, again, back into it, I should say. Did they show anything else interesting here for him? The Hasbro panel showed Micronus. I don't think they said anything interesting. I don't think even the big... Does the big wheel spin? Oh, no, they did say something. I forgot. They said for Micronus Prime that his battlesuit is going to work like Scram or Scamper or Six Guns. He's going to be a pulley apart kind of dude, which is like, okay, fair enough. So it doesn't even transform in one go. You have to pull it apart and re-push it back together. Okay, fine. I just don't think I don't think it's very cool, personally. So the wheel will probably spin, I presume. I just can't remember. And again, like I say, Micronus turning into a disc. It gives me bad memories of Fall of Cybertron's. Do you remember Soundwave had those discs for his chest, and Blaster could do them as well? Reminds me of them, and they spring loaded open. They were terrible, terrible. Reminds me of that. Not a great idea. Also, you can pull off the blue bit on the front for some cool reason, quote unquote, I guess. Yeah, you can pull off the arm, and then maybe if you bought like 5 or 10 of these, you could make it into something really cool. Maybe for the Micronus Prime armor. I doubt it, but who knows, right? Maybe multiples of these would make it good. Like the the fossilizers who were kind of wank on their own. If you bought multiples of a few of them, you could make them really cool, which is an interesting strategy. They showed off the Alpha Trion, blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't know what they're going to do him into. It'll be something. Did they do anything cool? No. I still don't like that vehicle mode for Alpha Trion. I think it's pretty ropey at best. Oh, he has an ab crunch. You can take off the Autobot insignia on his chest, and he has an ab crunch, and he can hold the Autobot insignia as well. That's kind of cool. That's kind of nice. It's not anything crazy. It's somewhat nice. They showed off the flatline as well. I don't think he does anything, again, desperately cool, but it is a nice redo, and they showed on his Prime. That's where they said if you get all the Primes, something cool will happen. Just like, I doubt it. You'll get like one weapon, which will be a reference to something. Fine. Not for me. That will be for other people. Oh yeah, there's this set as well, which I'm guessing is going to be here for the promo images. Yeah, this was shown as well beforehand. A very weird 2-pack. This is the Wreck and Doom collection of Autobots Sandstorm, which came out a while ago, and Titans Return Slugslinger, which came out a very long time a while ago. I don't remember Sandstorm selling desperately well. The only differences they said that have happened with these figures are paint changes. Now, not owning the Sandstorm, I look at the figure and I say, I'm gonna have to take you at your word. I don't know what they are. He's still orange. He's still black. Whatever changes they've done, I would assume they're only minor. What would have been nice, and what I think they probably should have done to give you maybe a little bit more reason to buy this set, is give him the toy face. Right? Wait. Did the original one come with the toy face? Hang on. Maybe I'm stupid. I want to check now. Legacy Sandstorm. Oh, okay. There is a reason to get... Okay, my bad. There is a reason to get this figure. This one has the cartoon face. Okay. This is why I checked, because I was like, the original one came with his face. The original one came with the cartoon face. It's like, oh, no, okay. So the original toy had the toy face. The new one has the cartoon face. All right. I'm glad I checked. Simon says, I think there's a new face on Sandstorm. And then says no. I assume, okay. I got it right in the end. I checked myself. I got it right. So if you were like, fuck Sandstorm, I need him with the cartoon face, this is the one for you. So, in terms of Slugslinger, they have changed his blue. They said it's in between, or it's at least different from the Titans Return version, and it's not bright like the Japanese version, the Legends one. Fair enough. Now, does he come with a Target Master? No. You could have given him one of your cheapy, shitty Target Masters, which were not as good as the Japanese versions, but I think would have probably been a good idea. Again, it would have given people maybe a reason to get it. Instead of a fairly old toy, still without a Target Master. I guess the only real reason to get this is if you want the cartoon Sandstorm head. And for me, that's not enough of a reason to get this set, personally. Like I say, this feels like a weird set. They push it as this is the Wreckers versus the Legion of Doom, whatever they're called from the comics, from the Marvel comics, which I don't care about. It's a classic fight between more of those guys. Like, yeah, okay. I think a better set would have been the Decepticon Target Masters as a 3-pack, redecoed and made fancier, and all coming with proper Target Masters. That would have been quite nice. Exelhead says, would have preferred Thrilling 30 Sandstorm, but that's just me. Yeah, I remember hearing a lot of people were very, very, very iffy on this Sandstorm. Mainly because, wasn't it like the issue was if you moved his arms, like his chest would disconnect or something like that? There was. I remember hearing people talking about tolerance issues on the figure. Where if you did something would unconnect or unclip apart. So maybe they fixed the tolerances. One would hope. No guarantees, though. There was also, I don't know if this was last but not least, there was a Studio Series 3-pack of The Fallen, Megatron, and Soundwave as well. And I think these are all just kind of tweaked versions of the figures. I don't think there's anything desperately interesting about them, unless I'm wrong. I think they're just slight recolors. Or repaints, I should say. But again, I don't know. I'm no expert on the movie figures because I just don't care about them, obviously. Sounds so figure. Yeah, we've seen those. Oh, they show on the panel. They did show Blue Grimlock with the other two Dinobots from G2. Fine, cool, rock and roll. Do. Yep. I know what Blue Grimlock looks like. And then yeah, like I say, they just show this. I guess Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen 3-pack. Which, okay. Tell me, chat, is this a cool pack? Were you excited for this one? Because whenever I see the movie stuff, I'm like, well, wow, okay. I think the weirdest thing about this panel, not only was everything revealed beforehand, everything, there was nothing exclusive to this Hasbro Pulse event. Nothing. Or fan stream. Nothing was new. Apart from maybe the t-shirts the two guys were wearing. Maybe that was it. They didn't show Studio Series Megatron, which I still think is odd. It's a weird choice to not show that figure when it's been revealed a week beforehand. I know these are pre-recorded. Clearly, they're not live streamed or anything like that, which is probably for the best. But I wonder when it was recorded. If this was recorded... I mean, I talked about it last Sunday, so if it was recorded last week, which I'm sure it was, because, there was very little effort in the video, this would have taken... It would have taken a couple of hours to edit it, to be honest. Wouldn't have done any real effort for editing wise. I don't know why they didn't talk about the Studio Series Megatron. To me, it's a bit an odd one. But Andy just released, they just released a 2-pack with Spinister to give him Target Masters. So Legacy has all 3 Decepticons. What do you mean all 3 Decepticons? And also, Spinister's a double Target Master. He's meant to have 2 Target Masters. Still waiting on the 3 Autobot double Target Masters. Hang on. Andy, they just released a 2-pack with Spinister to give him his... I'm baffled by what you said. I'm gonna have to look at stuff. Hang on. Okay, so let's have a look at that Spinister 2-pack, because I know that was a thing. Because it was one that I thought looked shit. Transformers. That's not how you spell Transformers. Transformers Spinister 2-pack. Yeah, that's right. He came with his Target Masters. His 2 Target Masters, and he came with Top Spin, a Twin Twist, or whichever fucker it is. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to get at, to be honest, XL Hedge. Still waiting on the 3 double Target Masters. Yeah, the Autobot ones, I don't know what you're going to do for them. I have no idea. Technically, Scoop came out quite a few years ago with his 2 Target Masters, so if they wanted to be cheap, they could just re-release those ones. Quick Mix, I guess... No, you can't, because he's a Voyager, isn't he? I was gonna say you could use the Studio Series Mixmaster, but you can't, because that figure is a Voyager, and I don't think they'd want to do that. Maybe they would. All have current releases. Yeah, I know. But I'm confused why you brought it up with. Okay, let's reread all the things you wrote. Would have preferred Thrilling 30s Sandstorm, but that's just me. But Andy, they just released it. Yeah, I don't know why you brought up the confusion I'm having XL Hedges. Why you wrote, but Andy, they just released the 2-pack with Spinister to give him his Target Masters. Are you saying that is the reason you typed that because I said Slug Slinger should have came with his Target Master, and your argument, or maybe not argument, but your mention is they can't do that because they've just done that with Spinister. That's where my confusion is. I'm reading that and it just went over my head completely. It's not a big deal, obviously. It's just a Reddit, and I was like, what? What do you mean? This has nothing to do with Slugslinger. Yeah, I still think Slugslinger they should make life easier on yourself, Hasbro. Do the Decepticon Target Masters 3-pack, they should have done the 3-pack with all their Target Masters. Misfire, Trigger Happy, Slugslinger all together with their Target Masters. I'm not saying it would have done gangbusters because those molds are old now, but I think it would have done better than him and Sandstorm. I would think. I don't know. I'm no salesman. I'm not a crazy man who makes big sales in the industry of toys and whatnot. But yeah, unfortunately, Chad, that's all the news. That's all of the toys that happened for this week. There was nothing else. I don't think of real note, but unless I'm wrong, this is too late for anyone to care about. If you were interested, I got a pretty good deal on where's the website button. Let's make sure I don't show my address as well. I got a pretty good deal on Amazon.co.uk for the Gamerverse Psylocke versus Thanos. We kind of talked about these briefly last week. The set was put up originally for £60. I was like, yeah. But I was able to get it for £30, give or take. Because they, for some reason, had a massive discount randomly on this, as sometimes Amazon does. So I got it for a huge discount. I wasn't going to get it. I was like, I'm not too fussed on the Psylocke. I already have a Thanos. But £30? Yeah, all right, fuck it. I'll buy it for £30. Fuck it, why not? Also, the Wolverine and Silver Samurai set was also cheaper as well. It was less than 60. It was like 49. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll get that as well. Currently, the Venom set is a little bit text communications. It is. It can be a little bit on the flumpy side. Don't worry, Exelhead. Also, I'm reading and multitasking, so there's also that involved as well. No. Don't. You don't need to be sorry for the confusion. It's it's my job to kind of sift through it and try and figure things out as well. But sometimes I'm stupid. So I was happy to get these figures on discount. There's still the Captain America Venom set that I'd like, but that's £60. I'd like to not get it for £60. As I say, I'm still waiting for Hasbro to actually release Bone Crusher and Scrapper, and that should be pretty soon, I think, as far as I'm aware. Say, oh yeah, that's how much I bought this set for. There it is. Yeah, that's it. I don't think the only thing I've really been up to this week is I've been playing a lot of Metaphoro Refantasia. It's not the spiritual thing or a game or anything like that. It's Atlas's game that follows on from Persona 4 and Persona 5. Excuse me. It's a game that plays like them, but it's in a different universe. Fantasy world kind of thing. It's got a lot of things that I like gameplay-wise. Like for raising social links in Persona 5, you'd need to kind of waste time just talking to the characters, and it wouldn't be a conversation. It would be, you're spending time with this character, and nothing happens. And it's like, beep, beep, beep. Maybe next time something good will happen. They don't do that here, which I do like. However, they have elements which I don't like gameplay-wise. Before a boss fight, it'll let you pick your party, but it won't let you pick the powers that they can. It won't let you re-equip your characters. So if you want to re-equip your characters with different powers or like different equipment, it won't let you do that, which can be annoying when you're like, oh, look at this dragon that's appeared that's covered in ice. I'd like to have my characters equipped with with fire stuff, because clearly it's going to be weak to fire, right? When it says pick your party, it will not let you choose their equipment, which I think is a really bad move. It's a silly thing that should be there just to allow you to, change your equipment without having to go back to your last save before you even got to that boss fight, if you know what I mean. In terms of story, the story is just kind of there. It's not very interesting. There's also some twists which are like, oh, fuck's sake, really? A character comes back to life, you're like, okay, yeah, I guess they're alive. And there are definitely some twists that you just kind of shrug your eyes. You shrug your shoulders. You shrug your eyes. You shrug your shoulders at, and you're like, oh, fuck, okay. All right. The story lost me. I'll be honest. The story, and that's the thing with games like Persona 4 and that they need a good story to kind of hook you. Sometimes the Persona games maybe don't have the best story, but they've got like the good character interactions where you're like, oh, I'm really invested in all of the individual characters. And I don't think Metaphoro ReFantasio really makes me care about the characters. I'll be honest. They're okay, but I'm just like, eh. They ain't no Kanji. They ain't no Rise. You know, they ain't no Teddy. They ain't the crew from Persona 5 or Persona 3. You know, they're just fine. Simon says, are you interested in Expedition 33, right? Not 32. I heard it's got good reviews. I'll be honest, when I was buying games, it was between Metaphoro ReFantasio and Expedition 33. And I went for this because I saw very much a like design art style that I liked more than Expedition 33. Expedition 33 looked very French to me in terms of design. If you wonder what I mean by that, look at how that game looks, and then you have to look at movies like The Fifth Element, the old cartoon series Mysterious Cities of Gold, and you go, whoa, those things are very French. Those things are very French. So it did put me off. I might get Expedition 33 at some point because I'm interested in it as well. I hear it's good, and I like the idea that they say it's Dark Souls-y-ish, as you can parry like attacks that enemies do to you, which I think is kind of interesting. It gives a little bit of an interesting twist to the turn-based strategy kind of combat. I'm like, that sounds neat. But I hear it's got a really good start. I think they said it's got a good middle and the ending's not great, or they said the middle's not great onwards. I can't remember. I remember that generally speaking, they're like, it gets a little bit ropey. The games that I'm looking at the moment, I'm wanting to come down in price. What do I have? Oh, I want to get Stellar Blade. I haven't played Stellar Blade. That was a game I wanted to play when it came out on the PlayStation 5, and I was like, I'm not gonna. Now it's came out on PC for... I can get it for £45. I don't want to get it for £45. I want it cheaper than that, I'll be honest. I also have... What are the other ones I'm really interested in? I still kind of want Elden Ring Night Rain, but I don't want to pay £27 for that. I want that to be much cheaper since that's more multiplayer-y. Lies of P Overture, I hear, has come out, but has had some balance issues. People that have played the game 5 times and have super powerful characters say that they're overpowered. People that are just running through it say it's too ganky. I still want to play because I did like Lies of P. £19, I could get it, just not at the moment. Expedition 33 is £27. It's like, oh, that's okay price. I wouldn't mind that. I want to get Blueprints, the roguelite. My God, speaking's hard. The roguelite game where you build rooms. I think it is. It's like a mystery. You get like room cards. You put them down. You explore the rooms and you solve puzzles within them. And I thought the idea sounded pretty interesting. 9 Souls, SOLS. Souls. It's meant to be a Metroidvania style game. Looks pretty cute, pretty decent as well. Really glowing reviews. Black Myth Wukong I'd like to get, but that game has not fucking dropped in price since its release. It's fucking crazy. And Ninja Gaiden Black 2. I'm kind of in this catch-23 between getting Ninja Gaiden Black 2 or Ninja Gaiden The Master Collection. Because Ninja Gaiden The Master Collection has Ninja Gaiden 2 in it, but Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is meant to be better, so I'm tempted to just wait and get that, but that's too much money. And the last one is the first Berserker Kazan, which is meant to be a Souls-like kind of game. I don't know if it's great, but it was one that was like, oh, okay, sounds interesting. Okay, I could be tempted. Is there any other ones I think the other games I'm interested in, like Shinobi Art of Vengeance, are games that just aren't out yet. Like, Ninja Gaiden 4, I really want to get that. What else is on the list of ones I really want, rather than just kind of rando games? What else? Onimusha 2, maybe. Not entirely sold on it, but that's kind of in the maybe category. I'm just scrolling down my Steam list at the moment. I can put that on screen. Boop. Mouse PI for Hire. I think that looks pretty interesting as a kind of throwback to Steamboat Willie art style, but then you're a PI first-person shooter mouse guy. Warhammer Mechanicus, that's still not been announced for any time. Mouse PI for Hire is sometime this year. Abyss X Zero, we haven't heard anything about that. We got some maybe gacha games, but I don't know if they are gacha games. Blight Survival sounded pretty cool. I'm slightly concerned when it says online co-op, but it's meant to be a third-person survival game with zombies, and you go, that sounds kind of lame. But the thing that I thought made it sound interesting was it's set during the medieval period. So it's medieval zombie survival. And I was like, oh, it's not Warhammer Fantasy, but it's close enough to it, because Warhammer Fantasy doesn't have anything like that. So I was like, maybe kind of cool. Mecha Break, maybe, when it comes out. Onimusha Way of the Sword, the new one, I thought looked really cool. Dawn of War, the definitive edition. I'm kind of just getting that because I know it's a good game, and it'll probably have Steam achievements, and I'm a real bitch when it comes to like, haha, Steam achievements, yeah. It's not that much of an upgrade, but Gex. Ooh, when's Gex? Gex is out tomorrow. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. I had a horrible realization. What audio are they going to be using for Gex? Are they using the shitty American Gex voice, which is absolute dog shit, or are they going to be using the really cool suave Gex from the UK? I don't know. I'll need to watch reviews. I bet they're using the shitty American one. I bet they are. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. But yeah, Expedition 33, probably I'll get it in the future. There's just a lot of games at the moment I've got my eye on, but I'm like, lower it down in price. You know, that's why I want. That's where I'll have to end the chat. That's where we'll be. We'll be back next week, where me and Mr. Big D will be talking about the 2007 movie line, a line that's nearly 20 years old. Holy shit. So if you want to come on by for that, that'll be on Sunday at 9:30 in the evening UK time. Don't know what that is for you elsewhere in the world. I am Decade Andy on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and other places as well. I stream most of the time, unless I'm feeling particularly lazy or ill. And we're on the Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Libsyn, ccbunker.weebly.com. You can find us more places like that. Thank you very much for coming on by, everybody. Much appreciated. Thanks for, I guess, spreading the word of the thing, because I noticed more people are watching the live stream, so thank you very much for watching us, or me, I should say. It's very much appreciated. We'll see you next week. Have a very good day, good evening, and a good night. And remember,